Now that we're back aboard the tram, let's continue our tour of the world's most famous studio. Next, we're going to take you out onto the back lot. Here is where you get your first good view of our facades. As you look at these buildings, they appear to be made of brick and concrete. Well, look closely, because they're actually made of foam rubber, fiberglass, and chicken wire. We could build them out of real brick and concrete, but that's not really necessary because the texture looks just the same on film. We're going to leave our big city street now and enter a small town. You saw it as Hill Valley in the blockbuster movie hit of 1985, Back to the Future. This is the Courthouse with the Clocktower where Christopher Lloyd harnessed that bolt of lightning to send Michael J. Fox back to the future.
We interrupt this tour for a special bulletin. There's an enraged beast loose on the streets of New York.
We now go with live coverage on the scene from our telecopter reporter, Kelly King. Kelly?
Thank you, Sander. We're now hovering above the wreckage of a crushed elm. There's a tram load of people down there. Danger! Repeat, you are... What?
Has been sighted. Clear the area.
No, we have to go down and help them. Behind us, where? I don't see them. No, where? Oh, my God!
Attention, tram! You are entering a restricted area! Take cover! There he is! Open fire! All units open fire! It's him! Attention, tram! Bridges is ahead! Come on! We'll cover you!
Well, thanks to those special effects people, King Kong has spared our tram. We are now entering what we call New York Street. It is well known for the Kojak television series. It can be any metropolitan city street that we want it to be. For instance, this area was Kansas City for City Heat, starring Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood. It was Chicago for the Blues Brothers, starring John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, and The Sting, starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford. It was Richmond for Streets of Fire and Los Angeles for Earthquake. We combined the carefully choreographed destruction of these facades, matching them with matte paintings and miniatures.
Normally, when you leave the real New York City, you cross over one of their very famous bridges. But we here at Universal have our own famous bridge. It was built back in 1915 for the silent films and is the oldest structure here on the lot. No, I know what you're thinking already. You're wrong, folks. You're wrong. We're not going over the bridge. No, it's much too old. Dave's going to take us around the bridge. Wait a second. Dave, I said around. Dave, that way. Folks, I'm really sorry about this. I don't know what we've gotten ourselves into. You better hold on, though, because I just don't... Did you see that right there? Folks, look at that. There it goes again. Oh, no. We better get off, Dave. Get us off this bridge. There it goes. This bridge is falling apart. I don't know what's going on. Dave, you okay there? We better... There it goes, then. Oh, get us out of here, Dave. We're in big trouble. Okay, so I lied. The bridge wasn't built in 1915. It's only built about 15 years ago. Using the talents of our special effects department, that bridge runs entirely on hydraulics, and as we drive around the front, you're going to be able to see it reconstruct right before our very eyes. I was told that there was a 50-50 chance of rain. It is raining. Look at that, it's only raining on Dave's side of the tram, but on my side it's dry and clear. That's obviously what they meant by a 50-50 chance. And when it does rain, there are chances of a flash flood. There's one headed right for our tram. Watch out, folks. It goes headed right for the second and third cars. No, I think we're just gonna make it. Watch out for the tree. That's how we create our stormy scenes. We locate sprinklers in the trees. By aiming those sprinklers up, all the water will fall naturally. The flash flood was created by dumping no less than 10,000 gallons of water.
This is Old Mexico. You may have seen it burned as Old Jerusalem in the miniseries Masada. You also may recognize the area as the Alamo, as it was seen in an episode of Amazing Stories called Alamo Joe. Right now, we're crossing the border, leaving Old Mexico, and entering 6 Points, Texas. The livery stable is where Mae West saved W.C. Fields in My Little Chickadee. Look around and you'll see why we call this area 6 Points, Texas. We have 6 different western streets that all meet in one central area. In the early days, since no sound was being recorded, we were able to film 6 different westerns at the same time. This area may not look like the Old West to you because we've updated it to be a Midwestern town. Not a lot of scripts call for old westerns anymore, and besides, we can change it back quickly.
Folks, look at this body of water on my side of the tram. Because that body of water, believe it or not, was the entire Pacific Ocean for McHale's Navy. Well, rumor has it that underwater mines were left in here from McHale's Navy. It's probably just a rumor. I wouldn't worry about it. Folks, right now we have just reached a very memorable part here of the Backlot, that of the Red Sea. It was inspired by the 10 Commandments, a Paramount production. And right now what we're going to do is the same thing Charlton Heston did back in the 10 Commandments. I am going to play the part of Moses, and I'm going to part the waters. Remember, he did it? Well, here at Universal Studios, we do it this way. Okay, here we go. Part the waters. Well, here we go, folks. We're going to go through the Red Sea, so get your cameras out. Wait, I think that's one of those mines right there. You better watch out back there.
In this area of the Backlot, everything looks slightly foreign. This is Little Europe. It can be any European village that we wish it to be by simply changing the signs and languages on the storefronts. Classic characters like Frankenstein's monster, the Hunchback of Notre-Dame, and Dracula have all terrorized this area. All Quiet on the Western Front, the Academy Award-winning film of 1929, and dozens of other movies and TV programs have been shot in part on these cobblestone streets. And now, let us take you to Stage 52, where a stunning multi-dimensional special effect awaits you. You have just experienced an 8.3 earthquake. But this is one that you can return to and experience the thrills again and again. Thanks to Universal Studios and that Hollywood magic, the good guys have won again, and the show is over for today. But at Universal Studios, tomorrow brings new adventures and new magic. So come back soon